Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on UPRN Radio, and that's uprn.radiostream321.com for all those that you don't know. So tonight, I'm going to do the curse removal, energy balancing, and we're going to do a light circle. And you know what we're going to focus on? Of course, Washington, D.C. Well, I was on vacation for the past 3 weeks, and you know, when you go from Hawaii to Washington, D.C., there, at the time that I flew, there was like a 5-hour difference, and you know, we're 5 hours behind, so that means I got to get up earlier. So you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's like, 11 o'clock my time. So it was really tough. Jet lag was really, really wild, but I was visiting relatives and helping out, and since I was there, I figured, oh my God, let me go see Washington, D.C., and, you know, I'm Cathy Crystal. I have the largest Earth Keeper crystal in Hawaii. It weighs over 1,000 pounds, and I have a crystal store, a rock shop in Hawaii called Cathy's Angelite Crystals, Miracles, and Joy. So you want to call me a stoner? I am. But I also do, for those of you that know my program, I'm also an energy light worker. So I took a lot of really teeny tiny crystals with me and crystal chips, and it was like, Cathy goes to Washington, D.C. And if you're going to go on to the tour, there's a lot of tours, and some of them you have to go through your congressional representative, in which this case was Mazie Hirano. So I got a private tour because there was only me, and I got to see the congressional areas and the Senate areas, and I was there to kind of seed crystals. So some of the, you know, I let the guy that was taking me around, who was from Hawaii and really cool, who was giving me the lecture, and some statues you can touch, but, you know, I think if I could just put a little crystal in some of those little cracks, you know, nobody's going to know, right? So I would just go over to a statue, and I go, can you touch this one? And I would shove a little crystal in, and he would go, no. And I went, okay. And I actually almost got in trouble. I figure if I could throw some of the crystals in some of the plants, oh my God, no, they're going to go check all the plants, right? You know, raise the energy a little bit. So there's this one plant, and I kind of bent down through a crystalline. As we're walking away, the guard goes, what did you do? Put in there. And quick me, I just looked at her, and I went, I didn't throw anything in there. Oh God, please forgive me. I was just checking to see whether or not it was real. And then my guide said something, and we just kept walking along, and I went, oh my God. So then I'm planting crystals all over the place and just seeding it. And when you go in person, you can see what some of these things are made out of. In the Washington Monument, which is actually an obelisk, and, you know, it represents the male phallus, off-balance male energy, patriarchal, oh my God, help us. So what I did is I set all that free, and it's made out of quartz. And I went, oh God, this is awesome. And I took pictures of everything, and I planted crystals, and I, you know, did energy work and set that obelisk free. And then Cathy got to go to the Smithsonian Institute of Natural History. And guys, let me tell you, this is where all the primo crystal socks and stones are. And of course, you know, you really can't touch most of them. Some of them you could. So Spirit told me to go through, you know, the museum, which wasn't really hard for this stoner to do. I'm that rock collector. What would you guys thinking of? And I literally set all the stones free, and I activated them to light and also, you know, to connect with my Earth Keeper in Hawaii. And then I was told about the Hope Diamond. Now, have you heard the legend about the Hope Diamond? You know, it comes from, it's this exquisite piece of diamond that came from India, and it's this dark sapphire, sparkly blue. And the legend had it that it was attached to a god or goddess, kind of like Indiana Jones thing, and where he stole this rock, this stone, that belonged to the god or goddess, and, that temple. And it was the same thing with the Hope Diamond. So these Indians who had this in the temple, they put one whopping curse on it. And really, it was basically, if you touched this diamond, moved it, owned it, your life is hell and it's really going to suck to be you. Well, literally, that's what happened. Anybody who touched it, moved it, they were cursed up the wazoo. They lost their lives. They lost their fortune. It was pretty messy, okay? Well, lo and behold, in its travels, guess where the Hope Diamond ended up? If you guessed the Smithsonian Institute, Washington, D.C., you are right. Bing, 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 bing. So that means the U.S. government owns it. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. So I decided I was going to remove the curse and set it free. So I went on a Thursday, and I took a lot of pictures, and I put them up on my Facebook page. If you ever go on my Facebook page. And you'll see it's a beautiful, beautiful dark blue. But when I put a picture of the Hope Diamond, I also did a little energy work to cut it free, which we're going to work on all these stones and minerals tonight. Just set the diamond free of the curse. It didn't ask to be cursed. It didn't ask to hurt or harm. So I did energy work. I put it out there that anybody, who saw it would also read what I put out, the energy work there. And then I went back 2 days later with my grandson. And, oh, my God, it is so fun to go see anything with a 6-year-old. And, sometimes things skip a generation in the family. And, boy, my little 6-year-old grandson, he just had such a good time and just went, Grandma, this is heaven. And I went, oh, my God, a little stoner rock collector to my own heart. Anyway, so he had to see the Hope Diamond, and right at the end, before we were going to leave the museum, I went back to take. He had to see it one more time. And I'm glad he made me go back. And I took 2 pictures. One picture I took, it was the natural color. The Hope Diamond was dark blue. And I took another one, and it turned bright golden yellow. And that blew me away. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, I'm interpreting as that little Hope Diamond is really happy to have those curses to remove. And I also ask that whoever came around that diamond would just feel this incredible joy, and that it would affect them so much that miracles would happen in their life. I know, it makes you want to go see it now, huh? But yeah, when I saw the diamond in the picture go from blue and take another picture and it's this bright golden yellow, yeah, miracles are us, right? Anyway, that was my trip to Washington, D.C. I had a blast. And I asked so many questions. I hate to say it, but the police were my best friends because they knew where I needed to go. And they weren't going to get me lost, which worked well for me. And it got to the point I would just get to these guys and go, okay, I've got to go here. What's the shortest route? Because I don't want to walk anymore. I mean, you go from Hawaii till it's like 75, 80 degrees to Washington, D.C. north, where it jumps down to between 40, 45. Oh, my God. You don't think that's cold? Then it went down to 32. It snowed when I was there. Okay? That was really harsh for me, and I ate like a bear. You get around cold, it just makes you want to hibernate and just go, feed me. And I would eat this heavy lunch and then come home and eat again, and my son would go, are you going to eat it with us? And it was like, oh, hell yes. Feed me. Okay, enough of my trip to Washington, although, I would go see it. And, oh, my God, for all you pot smokers out there, let me give you the word of the wise. Washington, D.C., in Washington, D.C., is it's okay to smoke there. It's legal, right? So I happen to have a card from Hawaii, a marijuana card, so I went to one of their dispensaries, and lo and behold, they wouldn't take the card. Talk about bummed out, okay? However, they have these little stores inside Washington, D.C., and if you go buy a T-shirt there, they give you a gift. It is awesome. I'm not going to tell you where they are. You got to discover this for yourself, but they are out there. And it certainly makes D.C. kinder. I mean, people were smoking that pot on the street. It was awesome. Okay, now I'm done with our little, my jaunt to Washington, D.C., and I would recommend go seeing it, okay, because it's very interesting, and they got some really cool museums. And I have to say, I have never seen so many dressed-up men in suits in my life in one place altogether. Wow. But that's Washington. All right, guys, don't forget we've got the Enlightenment movement going on, and we've got World Enlightenment Day on August 21st, 2017. That's on the solar eclipse. So join us. We really certainly need some positive movement going on. So, you know, we want to quantum leap the world into enlightenment. So all this negative crap's going to stop. Remember, though, what we do does have an effect and is having an effect. And, no, I'm not burping because I'm drinking, okay? I have a tendency to burp up energy for people, and it's probably when I'm talking about the earth, I'm doing a little bit of release for the earth. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do the curse removal energy balancing, and then we're just going to go right into doing as much light work as we can for the planet and all life forms. So for those of you who are going to participate, sit down, put your feet flat on the floor, sit as straight up as you can, put your hands in your lap like you're going to receive, because you are. And I want you to start taking some gentle deep breaths. You're going to inhale light and exhale out everything that no longer serves you, and imagine that energy going through the violet flame back to God, and you start filling up with your divine essence. So you're going to breathe in light and exhale out everything that no longer serves you. And as you're doing that, I call and surround you in a bubble of golden flame. I add to that the blue flame of protection, the violet flame of transmutation, the green flame of healing, and I seal you in a pink flame of love. And I call to your teachers, guides, masters, and all the divine beings that are working with you to come forward and make this energy work as gentle, loving, and kind as we can. Now, if any of you are having any discomfort in your body, I want you to imagine this angel light tool that's right over that area. And if you can imagine, a half a ball filled with this stone called angel light and crystals, and it glows in the dark, and then this crystal coming out of it, and the crystal's going to help pull out that dark energy. So we're going to leave that over where you hurt. Okay, so take one more deep breath and exhale out everything that no longer serves you, and imagine that energy going through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with your divine essence. And I want you to imagine this incredible divine healing energy coming down from the top of your head, coming down from God, and as it comes into the top of your head, your crown chakra, I want you to allow it to flow through your brain, and you feel every cell, atom, molecule in your brain reconnect to the Creator, and you become this awakened spiritual being filled with unlimited possibilities. Now let that energy flow out your third eye and your forehead. And now feel it flow down your face and the back of your neck, and feel it flow out of your throat chakra. And now feel that energy flow down even farther and allow it to come out of your heart chakra. And feel it flow out of your solar plexus. And now feel that energy flow down and allow it to come out of your belly button chakra. And now allow it to come out of your sacral. And feel it flow out of your root chakra. And allow all that divine energy to flow all the way down your legs. Let it go out your feet and send it into the earth. Now feel it flow down your arms and out your hands. And allow it to flow down your spine. So I want you to take one more gentle deep breath, and this time as you exhale, I want you to feel everything that's left in your body that no longer serves you being gently released as you exhale and then breathe normal. And as you're doing that, I call to Michael the Archangel to come forth and cut all ties to any energy taken on that's not yours. Whether it's from a friend, relative, acquaintance, stranger, anybody you work with, TV set, animal, whatever the karmic reason is that created anything out of balance in your life or your body today, and as all that unwanted energy peeled off of you gently like an onion skin, it all goes through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with your divine essence. And now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to reptile, dinosaur energy, secret societies, organized religions. Cut all ties to any oath, vows, curses, hexes, rituals that could have been done to you or your family, going backwards and forwards, hundreds of thousands of generations, or anything you could have done, consciously or unconsciously. And as all that unwanted energy tooth peeled off of you gently like an onion skin, it all goes through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with more of your divine essence. And now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to any effigies that have been misused against you, and that's any elemental of yours that was used to hurt you or anyone, including anything you own. Clothes, hair, picture, your name spoken, written, just thought of, or anything you have your energy on. And as ties to all those elementals are cut, I call the violet flame through them to clean them up, the angel light energy to heal. We release all that unwanted energy back to God, and you fill up with your divine essence, and we command those elementals to be neutral or only emit love. And now I want Michael to come forth, remove any energy implant that's been done to you or anything that could have carried over from any other lifetime because of dark magic, voodoo, dark witchcraft, or just dark thoughts sent your way. So I want the stick, pin, needle, or knife that's in your crown chakra removed from your third eye, your throat, heart, solar plexus, belly button, root, feet, hands, spine, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, hips, teeth, anywhere in your body that's out of balance. And as you feel all those pins, needles, and knives being very gently removed, imagine all those spaces immediately fill up with the violet flame to clean it up, the angel light energy to heal. We release all that unwanted energy back to God, and you fill up with more of your divine essence. And now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to patriarchy, genocide, rape, incest, slavery, prostitution, persecution, circumcision, removing any energy overlay that's trying to manipulate you, keeping you from connecting with God, healing yourself, being really successful, fulfilling all your divine missions, and living your life in joy. And as all that unwanted energy gently releases, keeping all these wonderful things from coming to you, you send it through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with more of your divine essence. So if there is anybody out there that's directing any kind of dark energy at you, whether it's through magic, witchcraft, or just dark thoughts, we're going to ask them to step forward in the light and stop doing it. And if they choose to continue, which is their free will, we ask their higher selves and guardian angels to put them in a position of total and complete harmlessness, allowing a light worker to come forward. We're going to surround them also in a bubble of mirror. The mirror faces them. It's 2 inches from their nose, and as long as they do that dark work, that energy stays contained in that bubble, and we add the violet flame to it so they have no forward movement. And the bubble of light of mirror stays up 24/7, 365 days a year until they do work so good. And I'm going to call to your higher self now and ask your higher self to activate your divine blueprint for perfect health, and that starts manifesting now in your body. So allow all that energy to integrate in a very gentle, kind, loving way with your cells, atoms, molecules, all your internal organs, going all the way down into your DNA. So we're just going to start doing some light work. And I want you to imagine you're sitting in this huge stadium. You've got people to the right, people to the left, and we're all linked up through our heart chakra. And we're directing that energy into the middle of the stadium. And we're going to put this huge, huge Earth Keeper 10-ton crystal there to amplify our work. And we're going to create bubbles of light over that. And I want you to just send energy into that bubble of light while I'm doing this. So I want you to imagine yourself connecting with the Creator and feel all this incredible energy. Creator, divine energy come pouring into your body. And I want you to imagine yourself holding hands with these people next to you, to the right, to the left. And we're going to send energy to the right. And as the energy flows to the right, we're going to call in all the cosmic beings, past, present, future, all the masters, air, earth, fire, and water, the angels, all the people doing light work. Add it to the energy, what we're doing. Send light to the left. And as the energy flows to the left, the circle is closed. So only that which is light may enter. And we're going to send energy and invite the trees to join us and take this energy and see all the trees being recharged by it. And it goes right through their roots into the earth, right out their branches, and just amplifies light energy so everybody feels it and they become more joyful. And we're going to call the rock, stones, crystals, minerals to lock into our circle to amplify our work 100,000-fold. We call them all the grids, ley lines, meridian stones, obelisks, pyramids, all the sacred and holy spots on the planet to lock into the circle. And I'm going to ask that everyone here participating, just listening tonight, receives the healing, and that we do not our will, but thy will be done. So be it. So we're going to take a deep breath, and as you exhale, we're going to feel this beautiful bubble of light forming in the center. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put the earth and all life forms in it. So let there be light. We call Michael the Archangel to remove all satanic overlays that are keeping people from reconnecting to the Creator, to become awakened spiritual beings. As they awaken, they see clearly through all that was once illusion, instead seeing what is real. They now see truth in everything presented and given the divine solutions on what to do to fix the challenges presented. May divine enlightenment descend on everyone now. May divine enlightenment awaken within everyone now. As more people awaken, then came the mass boycotts. All the things that were harmful to people, they were no longer buying. They just stopped using them. See this divine boycott as an enlightened solution. No customers, no production. As more people awakened, so did the army and police who stood in solidarity with the boycotts. And the corporations could not do anything against the boycotts. See the light getting so strong that people all over the world demanded justice for the planet and all life forms. See courts of justices being set up all over the world to bring all those complicit with poisoning the planet and all life forms to trial. As all veils of dark magic of any kind are removed from these beings, we ask that if it's for their highest good to be found guilty of genocide of the planet, then so be it. See all manufacturers of things that are harmful to humans, animals, and plants being found guilty of genocide of the planet, including GMO food industry, chemical and pharmaceutical industry, military industrial complex, tobacco and alcohol industry, the nuclear industry, the gasoline car manufacturers, many business people, many doctors and politicians, bankers who have become rich by allowing it to happen. See them being arrested with lifetime sentences, also being stripped of all their wealth. We now redirect that wealth to go back into cleaning up the planet, social programs, and health care, to name a few. See divine enlightenment descend on the masses now. See divine enlightenment awaken within the masses now. So be it. Fill it up with light and love. Let's take a deep breath and release it. So again, feel another bubble of light, and in this bubble of light, we're going to put Washington, D.C., and we're going to call to all the crystals that I place in all the crystal grids to awaken. So let's synchronize our intention to activate the crystal grid to stop evil choices from being made from the people coming into the grid field of the crystals, and instead see it activating their Christ consciousness. They are now able to make decisions for the highest good of all. See people putting divine enlightenment in action in all aspects of their lives. We call to Michael the Archangel to cut ties to all negative male patriarchal energy that is being sent through the quartz crystals that create the Washington obelisk, also known as the Washington Monument, that it was built with. Now anchor the violet flame to transmute this energy at the base of the obelisk and through our crystal grid that continually transmutes any out of balance energy back to light. We're going to anchor the violet flame to the obelisk, and as it transmutes all that off-balance patriarchal energy, we're going to anchor the balanced female and male energy so combined. So that is what now that monument puts out. We're going to call to all the rocks, stones, crystals in the Smithsonian to now wake up and to activate and to amplify our work in all light work in Washington, D.C., and raise the energy of Washington, D.C. And we're going to put special extra energy around all those stones so they cannot be misused. And around the Hope Diamond, we're going to cut all ties to all dark energy and all magic that surrounds it, and we're going to free that energy. We're going to violet flame it again to clean it up, reconnect that diamond to the Creator, and let it fill up with love. And we're going to command it now to amplify love. So anyone who walks around that diamond and sees it is filled with this incredible joy and happiness. And they fill up with so much light that they start manifesting their own wishes and dreams. And instead that Hope Diamond becomes a diamond of luck and love. And spreads throughout Washington and all who work in her. Now let's also see all the veils of energy that is keeping people from seeing the nuclear meltdown at Fukushima, Japan being lifted. As people awaken, they also become aware of the nuclear meltdown in Fukushima and start taking action. Let the divine ideas flow and come to the surface on how to correct the situation, and let it be given to many people who will share their ideas with others. See the Japanese government stepping aside and letting knowledgeable people come in and take over the nuclear plant and be divinely inspired on how to correct and fix this nuclear challenge. We call to the cosmic beings for help with the radiation, either removing it from our planet or turning it into something that is beneficial for the planet and all life forms. Let's also create an invisible black hole over the nuclear meltdown and see this radiation now being sucked off the planet, like a vacuum cleaner being replaced with pure, clean, healthy air. May divine enlightenment descend on everyone now. May divine enlightenment awaken within everyone now. Fill it up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. So again, we're going to form another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put Donald Trump, his family, and all his associates. We call the higher self of President Trump to help him reconnect to the Creator, becoming an awakened spiritual being that will now stand up for water and tribal rights and humanity. We also cut all ties Trump has with the pipeline investors, the Jewish mafia, and all dark groups that are trying to control him, including Russia and the Nazis. Let's also remove all dark energy overlays around Trump that is stopping him from becoming an awakened spiritual being taking action for all of humanity. Now we ask Trump's higher self to help him reconnect to the Creator, becoming an awakened spiritual being who will protect land, water, and sea and air in all tribal lands, and again, humanity from the big corporations. We call the higher selves of all the government agencies to step forward and make Trump divest from all his corporate holdings. If he refuses, which is free will, then let him be put in a position of harmlessness, which can mean Trump will be impeached for his actions and then replaced with a light worker. Let's send energy to that spark of light that is left in Trump, now to his heart, and as the energy flows to the heart, it's now directed to his brain, so he makes compassionate decisions. We also call to all his propaganda ministers to now speak truth, and the press to hold them accountable for their words. See all veils of dark energy removed from the masses so they see truth. And we're also going to cut the ties to all those evangelical, fanatical Christian ministers out there that are cursing people that are not standing up for Trump, that see truth. We're going to cut their ties to what they're doing. We're going to ask Michael tie and bind their energies, and we're going to see the violet flame blaze around them to transmute that energy, and so it doesn't get out there. I'm going to put them in a bubble of mirror. The mirror faces them. It's 2 inches from their nose. As long as they do that dark work, that energy stays contained in the bubble. But we add the violet flame to the bubble so they have no forward movement. And this bubble of energy stays up 24/7, 365 days a year until they do works of good. Let's send energy to all those people who are standing firm against Trump's policies that are not for the benefit of humankind and the earth and all he does. Let them be divinely guided in right actions. And of course, this energy work also applies to Trump's family and all his advisors. Fill it up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. All right, let's form another bubble of light. In this bubble of light, we're going to put Steve Bannon. And we call it Trump's chief strategist, Steve Bannon's higher self, to help him step forward into the light. And if he chooses not to, which is free will, we ask his higher self to put him in a position of harmlessness. We surround him in a bubble of mirror that contains his energy with the violet flame added to transmute all his out-of-balance thoughts and plans back to light. The bubble of mirror stays up 24/7, 365 days a year until he works for light. We call to Michael the Archangel to cut all ties Bannon has with Trump, Priebus, Pence, Paul Ryan, Kellyanne Conway, Eric Prince, and his neo-Blackwater mercenary militia, the Breitbart News, all Christian, white supremacists, and Nazis. As ties between these being groups are cut, see all their agendas falling apart. Now cut all ties Bannon has to Hitler in trying to manifest the Fourth Reich by force of will or by satanic magic. We remove all magic surrounding Bannon. See it removed now. We remove all veils of invisibility that surrounds him so people see him clearly as a Nazi that needs to be removed from the White House through legal means. See all these plans of his falling apart now. We cut all ties Bannon has to Albert Pike in manifesting World War III by creating chaos through the Muslim world. See all satanic magic trying to remove this dark agenda forward, filling up with so much light, their plans fall apart. See all the federal judges standing up and make it clear they will not uphold this illegal law. We send energy to the ACLU for stepping up and defending the civil rights of Muslims and anyone else that Trump is trying to trample on. See the spiritual warriors coming out for justice in a nonviolent way with success. Imagine all Nazi swastika symbols reversing so the energy now brings in peace and prosperity back to the earth and humanity. Every time anyone looks at a Nazi swastika, see the energy being reversed into its correct positive direction. We cut the ties to anyone whose intent is to misuse any sacred symbols. We call the violet flame through these symbols to clean them up, and we reconnect these symbols to the divine. See these energies being reversed to their positive, correct direction now. As Bannon tries to misuse the swastika by bringing in chaos, see it reversed, bringing in peace and prosperity to everyone. See all his plans of shock events falling apart and backfiring on him. If this swastika symbol was used to set humanity's collective solar plexus backwards, we now reverse directions and see humanity moving forward in light and love. See Christian evangelicals increasingly waking up to the truth as people realize they are being played. See them reorganize to challenge the leaders who are pulling the strings. Let them express divine compassion for all. As all these veils are removed from the masses, see a great awakening of consciousness with everyone given lots of divine guidance on how to move forward in the light. Let the Senate and the Congress be given divine guidance on how to get Steve Bannon out of the National Security Council. And as we pull back the curtain on mysterious Bannon, who is believed to be acting as de facto president in the Trump administration, see the Senate, again, standing firm and finding a way to get him out of office. Let's remove all energy veils of magic that Bannon has put over Trump. As these veils are removed, let Trump understand that Bannon is trying to make himself king and fire him, unconsciously replacing him with a light worker. See all Bannon plans falling apart on any level. Let us now send lots of energy light to all our Earth's grids, the morphogenetic grid, ley limestones, obelisks, pyramids, and all the sacred spots on the planet to correct our timeline back to peace and prosperity. Fill it up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. So again, let's form another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in everybody from the United States and who our government affects, which is probably the whole world. And we're going to ask Michael to remove all the veils and energy overlays that's keeping people from realizing how much Trump is spending of the United States money, of the people's money, to go to Mar-a-Lago in Florida. $3 million a trip. Let the veils be removed as they understand that he wants and is trying to remove all the social programs and Medicaid and Medicare, anything that will help the working class. And it's all going into his Mar-a-Lago trip and his golf trips. Let that energy veils be removed so people see clearly what he is doing and refuse to pay for this and demand compensation, that he put that money back into the United States Treasury. He pays us back. Who gave him permission? We revoke permission for him to have 3 rich homes for him to go to. And we, the people, have got to pay for it. Remove those veils of energy so the people of the United States see this clearly and demand that not only it stops, but he repays us back and the trips stop, unless he chooses to pay for them himself. So let's fill that up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. So again, let's create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, I want to place you and your divine missions. And I'm going to ask that you recharge and regenerate and you fill up with so much light. You become a magnet for everything you need. that money flows to you freely, and you magnetize so much income that you're able to share it with others. And that anyone who is around you just feels this high energy, and they resonate, and you're bouncing joy back to them. And if there's anybody in your life that's giving you a hard time, we're going to put them in this bubble of light, and we're going to ask that they step forward. And if they choose to continue any dark work, we're going to ask their higher self to put them in a position of harmlessness, whatever that takes. And let's put your family in this bubble, and we're going to ask Michael to remove any dark energy that's keeping any of you and all of you from resonating and having a very balanced, stable family life. And release all that dark energy. We're going to violet flame it and fill it up with light and love. And so much light that your missions and your divine purposes are filled with ease. So fill it up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. So we've got to pull back in body. Now actually we're going to close the circle, and we're going to do 3 ohms. And come on, you can do it out loud. And if we actually could hear each other, we would all be in harmony. So, Om with me. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. Mother, Father, thank you for bringing us together and giving us this wonderful opportunity to serve. And I ask that everyone's lessons are gentle, filled with love, and that you guide us into doing that. Our will, but thy will be done. Woo! So I want you to ground, and if you got that stone called hematite or even lodestone, I would suggest you grab it. Hold it and feel yourself pull back into body. Now, normally doing this light work, you're going to get a little bit lightheaded. And, hold up hematite until you're not lightheaded. It's a no-brainer. Put your feet flat on the floor and feel that earth energy come up your feet, your ankles, your legs. And, the higher the earth energy gets, the more back in body and the more back in balance that you become. And with every breath, feel yourself ground and integrate everything we've done tonight, and feel yourself very, very centered and very clear-headed. So with the remaining time we have, I'm sure you are aware that, Fukushima is going off and spewing all kinds of radioactive materials into the air, and, the only thing that's going to change it, guys, is our light work. So I'm going to close out the program with a little blurb that I've written, and listen to it. You might get some clues on what you need to do. And it's called Living in a Highly Radiated Earth. Now, life on Earth is not the same anymore, and a far cry from being simple. Fukushima, Chernobyl, and all the nuclear plants are leaking. Fukushima is the largest nuclear disaster of our times that all our governments deem unnecessary to give any attention to. The President of Japan has a blackout and gag order on all information about Fukushima leaving the country. None of our media talks about the nuclear disaster of our times. It certainly is not priority. Out of sight, out of mind. The powers that be think because they and the media don't talk about the Earth's biggest nuclear disaster coming from Japan that we're going to forget. I won't, and you can't either, for if you do, it will mean the deaths of your family, relatives, friends, strangers, workers, and colleagues. If I can save one life with this writing, I will be content. And please, guys, make it a topic of conversation with people in your life. Fukushima, nuclear radiation. You may save their lives with a little information. And right now it's about survival. See it being talked about in the classrooms, restaurants, all public places, water cooler, chat, social media, and entertainment shows everywhere. Now, what is life living in high radiation? Well, for me, it takes a lot to stay healthy. I put peat moss under my bed to pull out radiation while I sleep and have angelite healing plates under my bed to heal, recharge, and regenerate me. When I go shopping, I buy a dozen quart bottles of hydrogen peroxide to put in my bath water. Now, this can give me 12 to 16 days of use. And you should see people look at me in an odd way. Lots of peroxide must mean I must be very sick. Not true. It heals me. And in the bathtub, it puts oxygen back into your body. And I call it free oxygen therapy. I also buy large bags of salt and baking soda to add to my bath water in addition to the peroxide for a good cleanse. 1 cup baking soda along with at least a pound of salt, any kind of salt will do. I usually use the cheapest salt that I can find. And 1 pint to a full quart of peroxide for a nice cleanse. And soak for 20 minutes to however long you want. Now, I can actually soak in the tub for at least an hour. And also, the baking soda will also help clear out some radiation on your clothes when you wash them. And in the bath, it pulls out toxins, radiation, and some of the aluminum. Now, this I try to do every single night, and by God, I am worth the effort. And if you don't have a tub, then do this as a foot bath. Just remember, the water is now toxic, and be careful how you handle it. I drink reverse osmosis water. This method is used to clear radiation out of the water. I also add a small, rough piece of angelite and shugite to cleanse the water further, and it also adds healing minerals to the water. I find myself taking extra vitamins to be healthy when I'm too tired to take them. I force myself because I know what happens if I don't take them, and it's really not pretty. I try and eat better food, eating organic as much as possible, and make effort to juice more. Face it, I'm high maintenance now, and if you want to stay healthy, you're going to be too, and do it with joy. Everyone has their own special body needs, and you need to figure out which vitamins and minerals are best for you. Rain and snow are no longer my friend. Why? It brings the radiation down, and you don't want that crap on your skin. Is it impossible to avoid the rain? Oh, hell no. It's not unless you stay in your sheltered area. I use an umbrella more often and pray when I'm out in the rain. I should be wearing full rain gear. I just can't get myself to do that for full rain protection. It would be helpful. My bad if I can't. You just do the best you can. And I don't like to fly anymore like I used to. For flying in high radiation doesn't give me warm fuzzies. Then add to that planes can have lost parts due to radiation stress. Did I mention that pilots can lose consciousness in flight and have? When was the last time you saw an ad about flying to friendly skies? When I fly, I wear a heavy-duty chemical mask and put lots of coconut oil on for skin protection. I wear long sleeves and pants so I don't pick up any chemical residue the airline may or may not have wiped down all the seats with. I put my mask on before the plane starts, coming off only when I quickly eat and have landed. So far, no one has said anything about me and my mask other than, where did I get it? And they're going to start wearing one too. I find myself not getting sick after the flights when I wear the simple chemical mask. And you can get those at any hardware store. And I take extra vitamins and minerals after I get off the plane to rebuild my immune system. And before I go on the plane now, I have liquid iodine, and I rub that on my throat and my wrists. And then after I get off the plane, I put more iodine on my throat and wrists, and that's to protect from me taking on that radiation, which loves to go to the thyroid. I also don't take any people's illness as what they created, not one, no one. And no one, doctors, nurses, or any healthcare practitioner, are talking about how radiation can affect you and your family's health. That perhaps what you have now may be connected to radiation poisoning that perhaps aggravated or amplified your illness. They won't open up that can of worms like cell phones and the health damages they cause. Very criminal. Telling a woman who has a deformed or stillborn baby it's because of her genes and her body structure is nothing but evil and giving her such misinformation. It's simple. We're living in high radiation and women are having deformed babies because of it. No one wants to say the word radiation, do they? I'm concerned about anyone who is outside, whether work or play, or athletes who work out a lot. Many of these people, including children in junior, senior high school, are having heart attacks because radiation can weaken your heart. This is not the first time we've been nuked. Each generation has had DNA damage, so the kids being born are a lot more delicate than we were 50, 20 years ago. They are dying of heart attacks. Matter of fact, racehorses are also dying of heart failure. Run like the wind in radiation and your heart will explode too. Can you imagine what this does to all the other animals? Have a pet die from a tumor or cancer? Think about the dolphins, whales, and all the sea creatures living and swimming in toxic radiated water. Please stop and ponder on that. They have no voice other than what we give them. So prayers, magic, and enlightenment need to happen to shift the planet so all this madness will stop. I'm in constant prayers these days, sending healing energy out to plants, animals, and all life forms, including friends. I call it spiritual overtime. I talk about the disaster in Japan to almost everyone who comes into my store in Honika'a. I see Hawaii. I see a lot of Japanese people who are in denial about what is happening. We have nice long talks about how important it is to speak out and share information with everyone they know. It could be saving their lives. I'm always surprised at how many people in all countries look at me with a blank look when it comes to the nuclear disaster in Japan. They all say they forgot about it. For the media, stop talking about it. The media has, but we haven't. We must speak out about this nuclear disaster to save lives. Stop being quiet. For if you are now in line with those in power who want us to forget. Knowledge is power. The healthier you and your family are, the quicker we will come up with enlightenment solutions, not only to clean up the nuclear mess, but to apply alternative renewable energy. And think about enlightenment for the planet. For when that happens, all else will fall into place. Why? Well, when all life forms are reconnected to the Creator, they are spiritually awakened beings who know better than to hurt nor harm and act accordingly. So bless you all and speak out to everyone in your world about this. Everyone's future is at stake. There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Radiation from Fukushima has been going on unchecked for over 5 years. And it's gone around the planet a few times. Give it some attention. People will thank you for bringing it back to their attention and maybe extending their lives. And with that note, we are done with the program. Thank you guys for joining me tonight and joining me on all the light work that we did together. You know, it is all about group work. If you're into Brasso, he's going to be doing some free gazing on internet next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Go to brasso.me. I will definitely be, on the computer watching and going through the gaze. And with that, I really, really hope your week is awesome and filled with love. And with that, I say aloha.